Are the Seahawks running a high school offense in 2025? And did a fullback just sneak into this explosive new scheme? What's really going on in training camp? And are we finally looking at the offensive line fix we've all begged for? Stick around. This isn't just a mailbag. This is a storm of rumors, surprises, and bold new moves coming straight out of Seattle. You guys had questions. Big ones. From possible trades to weird offensive formations. To the one thing we've been crying out for, offensive line help. And yeah, we even got a few unexpected laughs along the way. First up, the wing T confusion. Ryan asked if the Seahawks are seriously installing the wing T offense and if the O-line can handle it. Let's clear that up right now. No, the Seahawks are not switching to the wing T. That's an old-school, run-heavy offense you usually see in high school games, the kind teams use when they're slower, undersized, and desperate to get tricky. Seattle's coaches might be borrowing a few fun plays from it, but it's not becoming the base of this offense. You might see it once or twice this season, probably just to throw off a defense or pull out a surprise on the goal line. Now about the fullback rotation, yep, we saw it, but again, don't panic. It's more about testing different looks, keeping things creative. It's not the return of the 90s. Riz, our hard-nosed fullback, is still the guy to watch. These experiments are just gimmicks. Nothing more than a little training camp mischief. But the bigger question is this. Is our offensive line finally built for this new look offense? The truth? It's starting to feel that way. After years of struggling in the trenches, this group finally has depth, some young power, and real chemistry forming. If they can stay healthy and execute in key moments, even in trick sets, this might be the strongest front we've had in years. Then came Xander's question. How was the off-season trip? Real talk. It was a moment to breathe before the storm. A trip to Phoenix, working the Native American Basketball Invitational, where over 160 tribes came together for one of the most powerful youth tournaments in the country. For many of these young players, it was their first time stepping foot off a reservation, their first time playing in a real arena, where the Phoenix Suns and Mercury battle it out. That's what sports are about. Community, dreams, growth. But vacation's over now. Football is back. The grind is real, and we're locked in. Oh, and before we forget, shout out to the man himself for the $10 super chat. And yes, the Madden gods are smiling. In the latest Madden simulation, the Seahawks are sitting at 13-2 heading into a showdown with the Panthers. The Cardiac Hawks are back, baby, pulling out late-game wins and shocking everyone. Now it's your turn. What do you think about Seattle's new offensive tricks? Rate your confidence in the O-line this season from 1 to 10 in the comments below. Are you buying the hype? Or still skeptical? And if you're loving the Madden Sim magic, tell us your dream record prediction. Something strange is happening in Seattle and it feels incredible. The run game is rolling. Aaron Donald is playing like a monster. And the defense? It's starting to bite back. Mike McDonald has this team locked in every week. His message hits harder, and the players are actually listening. He's not just a coach, he's a fire starter. And now this entire Seahawks roster is feeding off that energy like wolves in a storm. The momentum feels real, even in Madden simulations. The Seahawks have been dominating there too. And for fans, it's starting to feel like that digital magic might actually be telling us something. You laugh. But we've all seen it. When the Seahawks start clicking in Madden, the real games often follow the same path. This team should feel confident. They look focused, they look dangerous. And right now, if you're a fan of the blue and green, it's time to believe. Roster questions after K-Mac's injury. Let's talk real football now. K-Mac's out. And it definitely stings, but Seattle's not panicking. They've got a smart plan. Here's what it looks like. Kenneth Walker, 3, Zach Charbonnet, George Martinez, Helani practice squad, Robbie Oults at fullback, and maybe Brady Russell moves back to tight end. or gets cut if he doesn't fit. That's how it's going to go. The depth is there. Walker and Charbonnet are still a solid 1-2 punch, and Helani gives them flexibility. If the offensive line holds up, the run game can still shine. The Liam Eichenberg rumors. Now, let's crush a bad rumor before it grows too loud. Some Seahawks fans are asking, should Seattle trade for Dolphins offensive lineman Liam Eichenberg? Let me be blunt. No, just no. Eichenberg has struggled badly in Miami. Want proof? Overall grade: 53.1, pass protection, 49.7, run blocking, 58.7, 9 penalties, 2 sacks. Even the Dolphins don't want him anymore. They're desperate to move on. This is not the savior at guard. This is not the upgrade. Seattle is better off developing Christian Haynes or Anthony Bradford. Period. So unless you're trying to collect penalties and broken pockets, don't bring in Eichenberg. Final thought. Your turn to be the GM. Let's make it simple. Should Seattle trade for Eichenberg? Type T for trade or P for pass in the comments. I'm spamming P for pass. No question about it. Also, fans are asking, is there another right guard or backup right tackle out there worth calling? We'll dig into that next. But for now, how confident are you in Seattle's offensive line? Rate it 1 to 10 in the comments. Who do you trust the most on that O-line? Let's talk football down there. I want to hear from every single Hawks fan. Right now, the Seahawks are staring down a ticking clock. Veteran guard Dalton Risner is still sitting in free agency, waiting for a phone call. Seattle has needs, especially on the offensive line, and Risner is one of the best names still out there. Why hasn't it happened yet? If Seattle wants a guard with experience, toughness, and plug-and-play potential, Risner is the guy. He's not flashy, but he's reliable. He started 73 games in the NFL. That kind of consistency is gold when you're trying to protect your quarterback and keep the offense moving forward. Now, when it comes to backup right tackle, the options are even more limited. The market is dry. But maybe that's not the biggest worry just yet. Not if Seattle trusts their current depth. Some pieces on this offensive line could be moved around. We're talking about a little flexibility with swing tackles, or even reshuffling the interior. Still, if they want to stabilize this line and give Geno Smith every chance to succeed, a move needs to be made soon. Now let's talk pass rush. And the name that keeps popping up is John Franklin Myers. This guy is on the trade block, and the Seahawks might want to listen. With Ukena Nusu out, Seattle desperately needs help on the edge. Franklin Myers is no superstar, but he's dependable. He's had 7 sacks last season, 5 sacks in 2022, 6 sacks in 2021. That's consistent production. He brings pressure, versatility, and attitude. The Broncos are reportedly shopping him, and while a trade wouldn't be cheap in terms of money or picks, Seattle needs to think hard about this one. Yes, there's some history between Seattle and Denver when it comes to trades, and not all of it is pretty. But they did land Dre'Mont Jones from the Broncos before, and Franklin Myers could be another solid addition to keep this defense aggressive and disruptive. Tight end situation? No Noah Fant? No problem. Noah Fant was a fun piece, especially in Madden simulations where he played like a superstar. But in real life, Fant was more solid than special. Now that he's gone, Seattle is turning the page. And the future? It might be better than expected. Enter Elijah Arroyo and A.J. Barner. These two young tight ends are hungry, athletic, and ready to fight for targets. Arroyo, in particular, has shown flashes of serious potential. He's strong in the red zone, a smooth route runner, and physical after the catch. If he keeps developing, the Seahawks might not miss Fant at all. Who should Seattle sign next? The top names still getting attention from fans? Dalton Risner, again. It makes perfect sense. Interior line help, veteran presence, and a guy who could start immediately if needed. But don't sleep on the idea of signing another cornerback, either. Even with Devin Witherspoon and Reek Woolen holding down the outside, you can never have too much depth at corner in today's NFL. One injury can change everything. Depth at both guard and corner should be on the radar, and Seattle still has time to make a move, but not much.